WWE wants to work with Ronda Rousey Reports. Dear loves, welcome to WWE Family Show. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel. WWE is reportedly interested in working with former Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey. She parted ways with the Stamford-based company in 2023. The baddest woman on the planet wrestled her last WWE match against another former UFC star, Shayna Baszler. The two competed in an MMA rules match at SummerSlam 2023. The Queen of Spades won the bout via submission. While speaking on Wrestling Observer Live, Brian Alvarez noted that WWE wants to work with Rousey in any capacity. He pointed out that although Shayna Baszler retired the 38-year-old in 2023, if the wrestling promotion inked a deal with Ronda and if she were to demand a program with Shayna, the latter could be brought back. WWE still does want to do something with Ronda Rousey. Shayna Baszler obviously retired Ronda Rousey, or at least her last match in WWE. She ran her off. So, I could not say that there's no chance we'll never see Shayna Baszler again. I cannot say we'll never see Shayna again because if WWE makes a deal with Ronda and Ronda wants Shayna back, she'll be back. Shayna Baszler and several other stars were released from their WWE contracts last week. She had been a part of the company since August 2017. Her former stablemate, Sonya Deville, also bid adieu to the wrestling promotion earlier this year after the global juggernaut decided against renewing her contract. After her WWE exit, Ronda Rousey claimed that she decided to step away from the squared circle due to several concussions she had during her time as an MMA fighter. In a conversation with Bill Pritchard of WrestleZone last year, Rousey was asked about her potential return to the wrestling promotion. The two-time WWE SmackDown Women's Champion responded that she had a bad experience working with Vince McMahon, Bruce Pritchard, and John Laurinaitis. Ronda added that although the three were gone, she was not overly excited to make a return. I feel like it is a good thing. I guess it means that I am missed if people still to this day ask me if I am going to be fighting or going to be wrestling. But my last run, just with Vince McMahon, Bruce Pritchard, and John Laurinaitis, just was such a negative experience. Most of them are gone. Bruce's little is still around, but I'm just not overly excited to come back. Ronda Rousey gave birth to her second child earlier this year in January. Only time will tell if the UFC Hall of Famer ever returns to WWE. Ankit Varma is a WWE news writer with over 4 years of experience in the writing field. He graduated with a master's degree in physical sciences, but his love and passion for writing and pro wrestling led him to create content about it. He writes his articles putting himself in the reader's shoes, making sure it's as simply written, informative, and straight to the point as possible while being devoid of opinion. Ankit strives to present accurate information by ensuring the source is credible and cross-checking all facts and figures. Ankit would have liked to have managed Kane during the Attitude Era, helping to take the big red monster to greater heights than his brother/rival, The Undertaker. His favorite pro wrestler of all time is AJ Styles. Ronda Rousey parted ways with WWE after her match against Shayna Baszler at SummerSlam back in 2023. While fans have been wondering if she'll ever return to WWE, it appears the company is interested in working with Rousey again. While speaking on Wrestling Observer Live, WWE is still interested in working with Ronda Rousey in some capacity. He also mentioned that Shayna Baszler, who had Rousey's last WWE match, might return if Ronda comes back and asks for her. So while Shayna is gone for now, there's still a chance she could return if Ronda Rousey is involved in future plans. WWE does still want to do something with Ronda Rousey. Shayna Baszler obviously retired Ronda Rousey, or at least her last match in WWE. So I could not say that there's no chance we'll never see Shayna Baszler again. I cannot say we'll never see Shayna again because if WWE makes a deal with Ronda and Ronda wants Shayna back, she'll be back. This comes after Shayna Baszler was released by WWE as part of their latest slew of cuts, and her release actually ended up catching quite a few people off guard in the company as well. As for Ronda Rousey, she heavily criticized WWE last year, especially targeting Bruce Pritchard and John Laurinaitis, expressing her frustrations by telling them to go themselves. Ronda Rousey also alleged that WWE discriminated against women and a lot of other things. It is to be noted that Rousey also believes that WWE's women's division is much better now that Vince McMahon is no longer in charge. Regardless, we will have to wait and see if WWE and Rousey will end up working again in the future, as anything is possible in the world of professional wrestling. Would you like to see Ronda Rousey return to WWE? Seth Rollins' recently formed alliance with Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker could be the next big thing in WWE. At some point, it might be on par with the legendary factions in the company, like the Evolution or the Shield. To make it more interesting, WWE CCO Triple H can bring in a former superstar as the fourth member of the alliance. Triple H knows the superstar very well, former UFC star Ronda Rousey. Although she bid adieu to her wrestling career 2 years back at SummerSlam, she can still make a return. Recent reports claim WWE is keen on working with Rousey. While speaking on Wrestling Observer Live, Brian Alvarez said that the WWE wants to work with Rousey. To make it happen, the company can also re-sign released superstar Shayna Baszler if Rousey wants her UFC mate back in the company. Shayna Baszler, Braun Strowman, and other superstars were released last week. After leaving the promotion in 2023, the UFC star criticized her tenure under Vince McMahon, Laurinaitis, and Bruce Pritchard in her autobiography. However, Rousey is on good terms with Triple H, which could be one reason she might return to the promotion. Further, working with Paul Heyman could be another reason she might consider returning. The 38-year-old superstar worked with Heyman during her first stint in WWE. The Wiseman helped Rousey improve her delivery of promos, as her mic skills were too low. Heyman began producing promos for Rousey and guided her in delivering them. Later, in an interview with Scott Fisherman of TV Insider, Heyman said that he had a blast working with Rousey and that it was a life-changing experience. He also mentioned that he wished he could work with her in the future. Since the company intends to bring back Rousey, the best way to make it happen would be to put her with Heyman as part of Seth Rollins' alliance. She has earlier been a heel in the company, so it won't be a hard nut to crack for her in a villainous role. It could have been a memorable night for Seth Rollins, but it ended in a tragedy for him. Paul Heyman had thrown a bait at Jey Uso, challenging him to a match against his client, Seth Rollins, in the main event. The Wiseman had also instructed Braun Breaker to do the necessary stuff to ensure Rollins' victory. However, CM Punk played the spoiler for the Visionary. The straight-edge superstar ended the match in a disqualification by attacking Rollins and Breaker with a steel chair. The duo had a narrow escape as Punk stood alongside Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. Rollins was inches away from a win, and had Punk not been there, he would have walked out with the World Heavyweight Championship. Muhammad Bilal is a trends writer for Sportskeeda Wrestling. He worked for ET Energy World, India Today, and Pink Villa before joining Sportskeeda to pursue his passion for pro wrestling. He completed his diploma in English journalism from the Indian Institute of Mass Communication, New Delhi. He strives to report accurate and relevant information by cross-checking facts or rumors multiple times on various platforms and sites. Bilal has been a pro wrestling fan since childhood, with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson being his favorite wrestler. One of his first memories is of the Final Boss confronting Hulk Hogan in 2002, which got him hooked to pro wrestling. Bilal is amazed by The Rock's unmatched dedication to everything he does. However, if he ever got a chance to go back to the Attitude Era and manage someone, it would be Goldberg.